I keep making mistakes. So I rolled my ankle once. I'm really quite annoyed at myself today for putting myself in such a dangerous position. And luckily I've come away unscathed, but you know, I ended up descending some quite steep, loose, rocky, scree stuff that was quite dangerous. Right, Sunday, 2nd of July, and I've left the campsite that was near Rideau. I sort of drove up to Crib Goch because I was out of kind of running nutrition, and I knew the shop, I think it's the Joe Brown shop in Crib Goch, has running nutrition and all sorts of other stuff. I bought a really cool pair of Montane running shorts there, probably this time last year, and they've had a sale on that. I got a pair, I think they're normally 50 quid, and I got a pair for 20 quid in a sale because apparently it's a discontinued line. So anyway, that was good. I asked where I could go food shopping. They sent me down to Bethesda. I had a bit of a trouble parking the van. There's a Tesco Express there, and I couldn't fit it in the car park. And then I tried to turn around in a side street, and a load of traffic came up behind me, and I had to sort of drive up to the top of a hill and find a roundabout and turn around and come back. That's one of the issues I've had with this van. It's just, even though it's smaller than a lot of them, it's just a little bit bigger than is. It's difficult to find spots to park. I came back up, I was chatting to the guy in the shop, and he suggested, you know, I could go over Tryfan and then over top of Calidus because they're a little bit lower and there's no cloud there. But by the time I'd driven back up to that area, all the car parks were full, absolutely rammed. So that's going to have to wait for another day. So I've come back up towards the junction for Penny Pass, and I know that the car park there is going to be rammed. But there is parking along the side of the road where you can sort of contour round, almost kind of underneath the road up to Penny Pass, and then I'm going to have a go at going over Crib Goch and then run back down the pig path, because it's not a huge distance. It'll be a bit of a workout. I wanted to do it for a while. The cloud level has gone up, and it's so busy there should be loads of people up there. And it should be a fairly simple thing to do, just run off the top of it and then pick up the path back up towards the top of Snowdon and back down again. I'm not sure if I'll go to the top again today, but I wanted to do Crib Goch for a little while. So yeah, I might have a quick cup of tea, just gather my thoughts, get my stuff together, and then I'm going to head out and do that. A lot of the car parks, they've really clamped down on parking in Snowdonia at the moment, and kind of rightly so, because a lot of the roads get blocked. But yeah, they've got parking machines everywhere. So here you can get 6 hours for £4, which is what I've just paid for. 6 hours should be plenty for what I'm going to do today. And the valley back towards Crib Goch has got good signal in there, and there are a few kind of lay-bys there that I can park overnight for free, and then I can just drive down the road half a mile, and there's some nice lay-bys with nice views, which would be good for working. So I might try and do that. I'm going to try for that tonight, and then have a look, you know, try and get a good day's work in tomorrow, and then have a look at what the forecast is doing. I might then go to have a little kind of drive around Anglesey this week while I'm working. So yeah, but at least I think I've got a plan for tonight, for the rest of today and tonight, which is good. Okay, so let's get all the stuff together, and while I'm having a cup of tea. Right, the van is there. Footpath goes up to Penny Pass and then up Crib Goch, hopefully.
What pigs are?
You want me to take a photograph of you in that
there? Right, we're going up there. About 150 metres off the main path, just been chatting to some other people. There's a young group of lads who are a little bit behind me, about 5 minutes behind. They're coming up as well. Really handily, there's someone in a bright yellow coat going up, so I'll be able to keep an eye on them as I go and help me route find. But I think it's going to be fairly obvious, but we'll see. Although they look as though they might have gone a bit off-piste, but we'll see. So we've come up there, It's quite steep in places. And we're going up there. And that's Snowdon there. So we've just done this down climb where about halfway along with this kind of easy patch again, and now it's ascending up to, we go up quite high actually, and then drop down onto the main Clanveris path, and I'll probably run down the big track. I might go up to the top again. So we'll see. There are a couple of young guys in front of me who they peeled off left. The path splits in two, and there's a direct kind of bit of scrambling, or a path that goes to the left, and they went to the left, and I thought, you know, that doesn't look as though it's the hard way, so I tried doing the hard way, and it definitely gets into kind of rock climbing territory, and it's the sort of thing I would feel quite comfortable doing, but I don't know, it just seems too much for a risk today. Like, technically I could do it, but I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into, and I haven't researched this part of the route, which is a bit daft to me really, but you know, the other guys came this way. I haven't seen anyone else go that way. That probably is the genuine route, but I can remember reading something about, you know, there's one section of down climbing that they recommend you should have a rope with you, so I'm not sure, but I mean, this path is quite rugged. We're kind of ascending quite quickly, and there's a lot of loose scree around here, so yeah. Right, I've been running down for about 39 minutes now, and I'm just taking a little breather because my legs are really tired now, and I keep making mistakes. So I rolled my ankle once, and I'm starting to trip a little bit and stumble. I'm just going to sort of take a few minutes just to get calm down a bit and just sort of refocus. I'm really quite annoyed at myself today for putting myself in such a dangerous position. It was lucky that I bumped into this other group of guys who were taking the easy route off, and I saw a pair of guys ahead of me trying to pick their way up through a load of loose scree, and then I saw a second pair that I passed on the top of Crib Goch who were doing the same. And you know, I guess if you've got a guidebook and you've got GPS nav and stuff like that, then you know, you probably can find your way through fairly safely. I need to read up on that second bit because it was going into rock climbing territory, and I used to climb, you know, E3, E4 quite hard really on trad, and but I just didn't really know what I was getting myself into, and there could have been some quite sketchy down climbing the other end. So yeah, definitely something to learn. I didn't have any internet signal for the last few days, and so I didn't have a chance to kind of research it. So I'll try and make sure tonight I'm somewhere with internet, and I'll do a bit of research and learn from what happened. Luckily, I've come away unscathed, but you know, I ended up descending some quite steep, loose, rocky, scree stuff that was quite dangerous. I felt okay myself. I did get quite a little bit scared at one point, but you know, I would be mortified if I had an accident and had to call out mountain rescue, because I like to think I'm a fairly safe person. But anyway, right, lessons to be learned. Let's keep going. I've still got a mile and a bit to go. Right, I'm back at the van. My legs they weren't feeling absolutely knackered, but I was just sort of making mistakes and stumbling, and yeah, they were definitely quite tired come the end of it. I've got about an hour and 10 minutes or so before I need to leave this parking space, so I'm gonna have a shower, and then I'm gonna head back out through Capelcurig and then down, heading out towards Bethesda, and then there's a couple of free camping spots by the side of the road there. I'm just gonna go and check those. There's internet reception in there, so tomorrow morning I'm gonna just get into one of those laybys and pull over, get a nice view, and then I need to answer some emails and stuff like that. look at some bits and pieces. And yeah, I am working this week and probably into the following week. There might be a gap after that again, hopefully. I could do with a couple of weeks to just chill out in the van. I think I've had 2 really amazing days in the mountains now, and I think tomorrow I'm either going to head to Anglesey or I'm going to start heading up to the Lake District, and I might just do it in one long go. I'm not sure yet. I might hang out in Anglesey this week while I'm working and then make a push for the lakes next week, because of course it'll be kids' holidays soon. I think it's going to be quite difficult to find camping spots and stuff, but we'll see. That's too far ahead for me to worry about at the moment. I just need to get cleaned up and move from here and find somewhere to stay for tonight. Right, I'm at a free spot. It's on this kind of lay-by quite close to the road to Bethesda. It's sunken behind a bit of a bank, and I think there's a little bit of traffic noise at the moment, but I think it's quite quiet at night. It's got a lovely view out of the windows. I feel as though I could do with doing a free night, because I've just spent like 60 quid pretty much on a few nights of accommodation, and I'm quite tired. I'm at least going to stay here and have some food, dry stuff out. Something I found about all my running gear is that even though I wear it once or twice maybe, and when I'm running, if you put it away wet, it stinks. If you let it dry out and then put it in a bag ready for washing, it doesn't smell so much. But so I'll dry all my stuff out. It'd be good to stay here, because if just a mile, half a mile down the road, there are a couple of lay-bys that are, I mean, I could stay here for a while I suppose, but I think they've got a better signal just down the valley a bit, and it would be good for I've got some bits and pieces to sort out for work in the morning, and it'd be good to be able to do that quite early in the morning without having to drive too far. So I'm going to give this place a shot. I think that I could probably come up with some other options if I needed to, if I needed to move from here, but I can't really see why I shouldn't be able to stay here. So anyway, I'm going to make a cup of tea, chill out, eat some food, and just try and relax into the place and see how it feels, and hopefully it'll just be fine. Yeah, quite an adventurous day, and I'm quite tired and hungry. I might brush upon that kind of, the incident today, the fact that I ended up off route and in quite a dangerous situation. Maybe I'll cover that in another video or something, but yeah, that's it for today. Everyone, it's editing John from the future here, having a rest day in the Lake District. My legs are quite knackered because I've been doing loads of epic running up here, and you'll be able to see that in future videos. I feel as though I have a duty of care to kind of add a little extra bit here about the Crib Goch situation. I didn't have internet to do the research properly, but I think it was kind of related to stuff in the past. When we used to rock climb a lot, we would go out and do things like Crib Goch and all sorts of scrambling in the rain, because we were climbing quite hard, and it was just something fun we'd do when it was pissing with rain and there was nothing else to do other than go shopping. And I think the people that used to be kind of leading the group always had done their research, and for the others like me, we were just tagging along and just having a fun of it. And I think we did Triffin once in like gale force winds and rain on our hands and knees once, and it seemed really funny at the time because the people who were leading knew exactly where they were going, and we were relying on that. And I totally underestimated Crib Goch. Crib Goch itself was fine. And I had no issue with that at all, and I didn't feel fazed by the height or the technicalities or anything. It's just the fact that I didn't check out what was next. It's Crib Goch, I think, is the next bit. And in the guidebook, in the Scrambles in Snowdonia guidebook by Steve Ashton, it explains all of this, and explains that the second bit of the scramble, the Crib Goch, has got some steeper climbing that you take direct. You know, if I'd followed someone else up there, it probably would have been fine, but I didn't, as I said, I didn't know what I was letting myself in for, and then I decided to try and, you know, down climb and ended up going through all that quite dangerous scree. And, you know, when you're wearing trail shoes in the mountains, it's fine until, if, you know, potentially if you end up with a big chunk of stone coming down and you're not wearing boots, then, you know, you could end up with an ankle injury or something like that, or worse. So, yeah, you know, there was definitely a lesson learned there. There were all sorts of issues going on at that time. You know, I was having all sorts of struggles in the van, with stuff in the van and with work and all sorts of other stuff going on. But it's not an excuse. So, yeah, please don't underestimate things like Crib Goch and Tryfan. You know, they're very popular routes and everything, but, you know, anything you do in a wild mountain environment is potentially dangerous. And just do your research, go out, you know, be prepared for the mountains, have the right kit with you, and don't end up getting yourself in situations where you need to get rescued. So that's just my little bit here to add. So yeah, just take care out there, all right? And yeah, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, share, and keep tuning in for more of my videos. I'll see you soon.